Evening, everyone. It's 5:50, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1171 for Tuesday evening, March the 1st. And it was a pretty dreary start to another new month. I warned yesterday that I thought that there was some rebalancing end of month action, and that's what it looks like it turned out to be because they came right back after the market today. Earlier, we had a little bit of strength, and when I say earlier, uh, at around 8 o'clock before the market opened, the S&P was showing down about $40. NASDAQ was down 110, and the Dow was down 260. That reversed back to the upside in about the last half hour before the open, and we opened pretty much half that. So the Dow opened down about 100, Nasdaq opened down about 60, and the S&P down about 16. So we had what looked like it might be a market digging its heels in, but it did not, and it got worse all day. Uh, we had Zoom earnings, and this morning when I made the pre-opening comment, the stock was trading 128.30, down $4.30. It got worse all day and closed the day 122. 78, down 982 or 7.5%. We had good RX, which was a miss on earnings and gave so-so guidance. That one was trading around 18 and was down about, I was trading 18.40, down about $9. It actually continued lower and closed the day 16.73, down 10.67 or almost 40%, 39%. We had AMBA, AMBA, which also reported, and it was trading around 111, down 28. It just got worse as the day went on and closed at 96.03, down 43.68 or 31%. These stocks are really getting taken to the woodshed here, and for good reason. Um, After the close today, though, we had Sofi and Salesforce with earnings numbers, and they were great. Sofi had closed 11.20. I want to tell you, though, that 3 days ago the stock was under 10. So it had come back a bit, and now we know why. It had closed at 11.20. They reported a beat, and the stock traded as high as 13.56. The last is 13.40, and that is up $1.95 or 17%. This company is run by Anthony Noto. He is, as my friend Dan puts it, the real deal. He was CFO at Twitter. I mean, the guy has a great pedigree, and he's obviously doing the right thing here. Salesforce CRM closed 208.89, and just to remind everyone, last week it was 184. So it had already come back up pretty substantially. So it closed at 208.89. That was down $1.64, and then traded up to 221.98, almost 222. And the last is 217, and that's up 647, and that's 1.1%. So the Dow closed down almost 600, Nasdaq down over 200, 1.5%. The S&P closed down 67, 68, which is 1.55. Biggest loser on the day was the Russell, down 39.58, 1.93. And bringing up the rear was the Dow Jones Transports, down 250 or 1.64. 3 to 2 down on the NYSE 7 to 4 down on the Nasdaq, volume ballooning up to 6 billion. That's about a 15% gain from yesterday, and yesterday was about a 30% gain from the day before. We've been averaging in the neighborhood of 4 to 4.3 billion shares a day, so 6 billion is a big number. The VIX closed 33.32, up 317 or 10%. Not yet the peak that we generally see in the 38 to 40 on a spike before we get a turn. Oil, the big winner today, 103.41 a barrel, up 769, and it traded as high as 106. Just give you a quick look at these to see. Oil has, as far as I'm concerned, oil has gone parabolic here. And that's never a good thing, but as you can see, it was consolidating in here. This is the daily, and as soon as it broke last week's high of 100.54, it went straight through. As I said, it traded as high as 106.78. We also had another great move in the gold, which still has not made a higher high than last week, but it was substantially higher. It was up 43 at 1943. Last week's high was 1976, I believe. Yep, 1976 and a half. But it closed that day at 1926, up 16, but 50 off the high. This is the highest close that we've had in this recovery. And Dennis tells me that it looks to him like we're going to be substantially higher before the end of June. And I just want to remind everyone, Dennis trades futures and is really excellent. He's where I have my futures account to trade. And he does do a metals only if you don't want to trade all of the markets. Minimum account there is 25,000. It is totally passive on your part, and Dennis only takes a piece of the profits, which works out great for him considering that he's up 68% year to date. So if you have an interest there, please get to me. There are some tax implications here that are highly advantageous, trading futures over stocks and options, as well as the fact that now these things trade, pretty basically 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Dennis uses stops to protect all the positions. Okay, Bitcoin also higher. 44,240. That was up 2240. High of the day was 45,100. Also, the dollar was up by 71 cents. This is a flight to safety, as was the bonds, up 2.5 points. The coming tomorrow, ADP payrolls, which has turned out to be much more important than the Fed's manipulated numbers. So we have the ADP payroll numbers for February. We have the Fed's beige book, and we have mortgage apps. Mortgage apps I don't really pay too much attention to, except that last week they were down, the week before they were down. And I think that the numbers, I don't have them on the top of my head, but I believe they were in the neighborhood of down 13 and down 9%. So on a cumulative basis, we're beginning to see a trend there. So there you have it. I'll be back first thing in the morning. We took some great profits today. We also sold out of our position in TJX with a massive gain, and TJX was down 220 today. We closed out the last of our UNG, which is the natural gas. We paid 89 cents. I think the final sale on these was $2 and about 210, I believe. But we did sell some as high as 320. So some great trades were up 23%, and in this market, that's outstanding. Have a good evening. I'll be back in the morning.